set for the start of the second half. The Clemson Tigers leading Ball State 17-7. Will, what do you look for and what do these fans look for as the Tigers come out to start the third and fourth quarters?
Well, the one thing that I definitely think that they're going to look for is for this defense to continue the momentum that they kind of ended the half with. Coach Bowden obviously going in and making sure that his offense is going to come out here and try to just keep themselves on the field. They want to be able to move the ball up and down the field, go back to the run, be able to use the pass only when needed, but let this defense do what they do best, and that's completely shut them down.
The Tigers will have the ball first. And there's the man on the scene, Derek Hamilton. ACC Offensive Back of the Week this past week after the big performance against Georgia Tech. Cunningham, the kickoff for Ball State. Hamilton square at the 10. Already 20 yards as he takes it straight up the field and keeps driving all the way out to the 40-yard line. A 30-yard return, and boy, the special teams just opened up a gulf for him. He wasn't even touched until he got out to the 30.
I tell you what, the lead wedge for the return team right there was just phenomenal. They took 3 guys out with them and allowed Derek Hamilton to bust up the seam.
Willie, an even 100 yards in the first half. 51 of those on a completion to McKelvey to set up the first touchdown. They go right to Hamilton to start the second half. And he gets right back into his act with a first down and more into Ball State territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, Will,
why not?
There are several players in the ACC who have gotten off to great starts, but Derek Hamilton's making an early case for Player of the Year.
He sure is. Greg Walker doing a good job of getting on the end. It's called logging the end and letting Derek Hamilton get out on the corner, and boy, he is dangerous out on the corner.
And Hamilton gets a breather on the sideline. They fake the end of round this time and go straight ahead to Kelly for maybe a half a yard, if that. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you know, it's really pretty good for the offensive staff to just allow Youssef to kind of get in his groove and get back in his rhythm, and where he's best is between the tackles. So that hole will open up before the end of the ball game. Kelly,
36 yards in the first half. And he'll get the call here. Tries to cut it back, and he's dropped at the 41. Lorenzo Scott with the stop for Ball State, joined by Donald Crumpton. You see Scott. Third down now for the Tigers, 3rd and 6. But a great return by Hamilton on the second half kickoff has them in business. Already leading by 10. They've scored 17 unanswered. Ben Hall in at tight end now with 3 receivers. 4-man rush for Ball State. The handoff to Kelly, and he stopped in the backfield and pushed for about a yard loss. Again, Scott was in there, but Greg Pinard, that defensive tackle, had good penetration.
Sure did. Greg Pagnard really kind of just washing the play down the line and not allowing Youssef to get his motor running. And was able to free up some linebackers, Scott in particular, who has really made a good name for himself. No doubt about it that Coach Lynch is pleased with his performance today.
Wincott for his second punt. You saw the first one was a good one. This one hanging high, a nice kick. And Shimbra has to take a fair catch at the 11. And the Clemson defense back on the field. And we step away from Death Valley. The Tigers leading 17-7 early third quarter. Tiger cheerleaders getting the crowd into it here as Ball State takes over on offense from its 11. Talmadge Hill, their junior quarterback. And he goes to Marcus Merriweather. Burst forward to the 14. He has about 3.
I'm not even going
another stop.
Yeah, I'm not even going to tell you. If you didn't even look at the play, if you could guess one guy that made the play, who would you guess?
I tell you what, a lot of teams will see 45 in orange in their dreams or nightmares, I guess, throughout this season. Second and 7. Tigers with a 5-man front here and showing a blitz off the corner. Bodrick backs away, a running play. Merriweather stripping tackles, has a first down, but a flag down, and this one probably coming back.
Yeah,
Maybe a backside hold.
Even with the hold, just look how explosive Marcus Merriweather is with the football. Just rips through the arm tackle. If you don't square this guy up, you will not bring him down.
Merriweather had 53 yards in the first half. Here's the call from Fleming Williams.
Offense, half the distance, replay, second down.
It could have been John Leake.
Yeah, he held John Leake, and that's about the only way you're going to keep him out of the play. John Leake already coming into the game had 39 tackles, 2 for loss, and today has just been all over the field. I believe he's up around 10 or 11 tackles already on the day.
He had 9 in the first half. There's Rodney Thomas signaling the defense. 2nd and 13. Again, they go to Merriweather, and he pops this one up the middle and carries it out close to the 20-yard line. Merriweather a yard away from a first down.
Haven't found an answer for that yet.
This is a good back, Will.
He really is a good back. You can see right there. Ball State getting away with another little hold there on Bryant McNeil on the left tackle position, but Merriweather able to explode up. Ball State with a critical 3rd and 1 right here. If the Tiger D can hold it, could be another big momentum swing.
3rd and 1 from just inside the 20. Again, it's Merriweather, and not this time. Bryant McNeil closes in, as does Thomas. And then a late flag flies in from the field judge about 20 yards away. This could be some extracurricular on someone.
I saw a wrestling match between John Leake down there and John Eckert. They were tangling down there. Not sure if that's what they got.
Well, the initial signal, a chop block, and Bill Lynch very upset. But Merriweather was stuffed, so the decision here for the Tigers is whether or not you want to force them into a poorer field position. If you decline, you get 4th down, but
yeah, I'd say you make them punt the football.
yes.
We got a fragment on the way. Offense, penalty decline, 4th down.
Well, the penalties continue here into the second half, and here's Hodges for his 3rd punt. He's done a decent job today for Ball State. He'll have to punt this one from his 6, and
but the scary thing is who he's punting it to.
I was going to say, he's punting it into some dangerous hands. And another flag. We haven't even started the play. This may be against the Ball State sideline. Bill Lynch was really giving it to the side judge over there. Dead ball foul.
And this is going to back him on up and probably put him punting out of his own end
Dead
zone.
ball, unsportsmanlike, on the bench, half the distance.
Well, we assume it was Bill Lynch who drew the penalty. Someone else may have said something over there as well.
But you know, sitting down with Coach Lynch this week and talking to him about this game, I could just tell he's a very aggressive, very charismatic guy, really a fun guy to be around. But you don't want him to turn on you, I can tell you that.
No. So now it makes it 4th and 11, and they have to punt from the end zone, and that gets the Tiger fans a little louder. Hodges gets it out of there, and he nails one. A great punt. Hamilton has to back up to the 35. Flags fly as Hamilton looks for daylight, and he'll be wrestled down at midfield.
I believe we're going to have a block in the back, Matt.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, the Tigers get the return. Another good one from Hamilton, a return of 15 yards after the punt traveled 55. But Tigers will be backed up.
You know, Coach Bowden's got to be unhappy with that.
On the return, we got a block in the back by the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
See right here, Hamilton gets it. And there it is right there.
Jamal Fudge.
Yeah. Jamal Fudge knocking him in the back. And you know, if you're Coach Bowden, you've got to be a little upset about that due to the fact that Derek Hamilton has been so elusive. No one guy has brought him down yet. Let him go and let Derek Hamilton make him miss. But Jamal Fudge just trying to make a play.
First down from the 30. Simmons off the play fake, and he'll just have to step out of bounds back around the 26, losing 4 yards.
Cedric Johnson pulling out on what you call a sickle block or a fish hook block, and really setting the jam out there on the outside and giving Willie a good wall of protection. But
Brad Hess took him out.
Yeah, good coverage by the Ball State Cardinals secondary of just sticking to those receivers downfield.
So 4 wides on 2nd and 14. Early in the 3rd quarter. Again, it's Hamilton, this time on the end around. Shedding tackles across the 40. He has the first down out to the 42. And more rushing yardage. I tell you what, Will, Derek Hamilton may end up leading the ACC in rushing before the year's out.
It's unbelievable for a guy that plays the wide out position right here, getting it on the end around. You can see nobody, they just can't catch up with him. And Matt, I dare to say deja vu last week.
Number 21 has been like blackjack the last 2 weeks. Kelly this time. Youssef takes it across midfield, and he has almost 9 more. And the statement being made now, Will, by the Clemson offensive line that we're just going to out-athlete you and punish Ball State up front.
They really are. Right now, Ron West and Brad Scott have gotten together on the headset and say, let's just go right at them. You can see they're lining up under center and just ready to rock and roll.
Jermaine Chester over the ball. A quick snap on 2nd and short, and very close to a first down on the quarterback keep.
Good surge right there up the middle where Jermaine Chester talk all week long is make sure to secure the snap. Secure the snap. They had him snapping after practice, before practice, in his dorm room, and during class. They had him snapping everywhere he went.
And they've done a good job today. There haven't
really
been any issues with that. First downs have evened up now after Ball State had the advantage at halftime. And a first down from the 47. Simmons with some time, lofts it out there for Youngblood. And it may have been intercepted by Manley. It is. On the deflection, Manley somehow caught the ball and kept his feet in bounds, and Ball State has the ball back.
Willie Simmons with all kind of time right here. Greg Walker doing a great job of just manning it up in there. Willie floats this one up. It's really not a bad pass, just a deflection, and then a really, really good concentration right there by Quentin Manley to keep his feet in bounds before he goes out. Of course, you know the difference there in college and the pros, that college only has to have 1 foot in bounds for it to be illegal. In pros, they have to have both feet in bounds.
3rd pick thrown by Simmons on the season. Ball State takes over at the 19. Leading Clemson by 10. Flip it out to Ridgeway, and he takes it up close to the 25. Decent yardage on first down.
And Kevin Johnson, Eric Meekins, I know for a fact they got coached on that play hard during halftime. The number 1 play that hurt them is this right here. The swing pass out. Let the Ball State receivers start to get up the field. Dante Ridgeway doing a great job to get them 6-7 yards on first down. Starting to move the chains.
2nd and 5. We'll see Kevin Johnson. Tigers with 5 men on the front line. They run Merriweather, and he is stuffed inside. He gets a few yards, but shy of the first down.
Good job right there, Brian McNeil, who already has him a sack and a couple tackles for loss this year. 6'5", 240-pound Brian McNeil that runs like a wide receiver. Just shed a tackle there and then was able to close in quickly on Merriweather.
But it's 3rd down for Ball State. 3rd and 2. And an interesting down because you would figure they're going to go to their horse Actually, they take Merriweather out of the game. They bring in Blair, the backup running back, as the tailback. He gets the call, and he won't make it. John Leake stuffed the hole. And it's close, but it looks like Ball State is short by inches.
I think this was going to be up to the spot, really, Matt.
Really surprised that they didn't keep Merriweather in there, unless maybe he was shaken up. But
so here, double teams all across the board. Eric Sampson taking on about 3 guys and letting John Leake come in and clean up the work. See what kind of measurement they get.
John Leake just unblockable. He always finds the seam and gets a hand in. They will measure. And Ball State short by that much.
Big decision right here for Coach Lynch. If you don't get it, you really put the Clemson offense in a good position.
You know, Will, I noticed there that turf is in great shape. One of the officials had a tee into the turf. Maybe he was ready to tee one up.
As soon as the game's over, he's going to play 9.
Marking the ball. Well, there's no question the Tiger fans are teed up right now as Ball State's going to go for it deep in their territory. 4th and inches. Hill, I don't think so.
I'll tell you what, he didn't get back to where the ball was snapped from. I can tell you that right now.
And it's a right foot spot from the line judge.
It all depends on where the referee comes in and spots the ball, but he was hit well behind the line of scrimmage.
Boy, the Tiger defense may have just come up with a huge stop here. Well, they don't even measure. That's a little surprising.
Wow.
After that play, you usually try.
See right here, he gets hit. Oh, Matt. Maybe a late surge right there.
I don't know how you can see him.
See, he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, keeps his feet moving, but he doesn't go anywhere. See the line of scrimmage right up here. But first down and then moving the chains.
Just across the 29, Hill has some room, gets around 2 defenders, flag down.
This holding.
So this play will go for naught. Hill runs it out anyway and now throws it out of bounds, but Ball State commits the infraction. But I tell you what, Hill somehow was able to slip between 2 defenders.
I don't know how that happened. I can tell you, if there were 80,000 flags in here, they all would have gotten thrown on that play.
I'm tired of looking at Fleming Williams. No offense to our lead official today, but he's got the hat propped back.
He's going to be hoarse by the end of the day.
He's been busy. And here's the mark off against the Cardinals.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, replay, first down.
Talmadge Hill really showing some athletic ability. Nick Easton right there just absolutely murders the offensive line. And then Bryant McNeil gets wrestled to the ground, but Talmadge, look at the athletic ability just to get out. Then he goes over and has to throw it away.
John Eckert, the tight end, had a handful of Bryant McNeil's jersey. 1st and 21 for Ball State. They run the screen to Blair. He's got some running room and really gets the penalty yardage back before Eric Coleman makes the stop out to the 30-yard line.
That play developed just like you would want it to, just like you would draw it up. See right here, you release the defensive lineman, dump it off nicely, and got plenty of running room. And Eric Coleman showing you right there why he used to be a tight end, because he can run down the field and run defenders down from behind.
And Blair stays in the game. We have not seen Merriweather since earlier in this possession on a 3rd down run. Hill sets, fires. His man is open and complete up across the 45 to the 46. And a nice catch made by Ryan Hahai, the redshirt freshman, his 2nd catch of the day, and it's a first down for Ball State.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he had to make it count because Bo Fountain laid a lick on him coming from off that right tackle position.
Nearly lost control of the ball. You know, it's interesting, Will, when Talmadge Hill throws the ball, I noticed this on the first half fumble, he almost holds the ball in the middle.
Right.
Doesn't look like he's got a very good grip, and we've seen several of his passes kind of float out of his hands. Again, Merriweather not in the game on first down from the 46. Hill feeling the heat, throws, incomplete.
Oh,
Justin Miller makes a spectacular interception. Takes it back up the near side. He's still on his feet. Miller finally dragged down at the 31. What an acrobatic play by the true freshman out of Owensboro, Kentucky. There are several flags on the play as well.
Oh, Matt, what an unbelievable play by Justin Miller. You can see right now why the secondary coach, John Lovett, is so high on this kid right here, because he breaks on the ball, tips it up, making an interception. You know, 2 weeks ago, he opens the game with a rush. This week, he's intercepting it and taking it back. I tell you what, though, it gets a little sketchy with that defense, because as soon as they see a pick, they're looking to clean somebody's clock. They don't care if they're looking at them or not. They're going to hit somebody.
And Miller, the only true freshman playing for the Tigers, and you see why. Now, they've got a lot to sort out here. The officials conferencing.
Matt, I'm counting 3 flags on the field right now, and I'm not sure that it's not 3 different penalties.
It very well could be. I think the first one was definitely on the return, and then 2 more came late as Miller was being tackled. And there you see all of the signaling, so it looks like this one will balance out basically for the Tigers.
Not only the referee's going to be hoarse, but they're going to have to ice their shoulders.
Well, there'll be something on ice for Fleming Williams after the game, that's for sure. And we'll get the explanation.
Got to get all this sorted out.
We have 2 penalties on the play. Both penalties happen after the change of possession. Clemson can keep the ball, but they must decline Ball State penalty. We're going to go a push in the back against Clemson. Personal foul, face mask against Ball State, refused. 1st and 10, Clemson.
Well, let's not worry about following that. Important thing is, thanks to this, the Tigers have the ball.
Look at this play right here. That is concentration, but more so that's just sheer athletic ability. Down Leroy Hill, get on up, block for me. I'll take this one to the house. Brian McNeil with a crushing block. And you can see the face mask penalty right there.
And clearly a personal foul by Ball State's
John Eckert.
The Tigers have first down, and here's Hamilton sweeping the side. Diving ahead for a first down across the 45. Another running play for Derek Hamilton and more yardage.
Derek Hamilton, one of those guys that the coaches have so much confidence in him. I have a feeling they're going to continue to give him the ball until they get a bigger lead on the Cardinals today.
Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Youngblood on the slip screen. He's got some space and carries it out to the 50, about 4 yards. Kevin Youngblood's 2nd catch of the day. Well, no scoring in this 3rd quarter so far, but we've had a lot of action. Willie Simmons and the Tigers were on the march previously, but an interception off a deflection by Ball State turned the ball over, but then Justin Miller just made an acrobatic play for the Tigers on an interception to take the ball back. Simmons fires. McKelvey has it. Spins to a first down at the Ball State 41. A gain of 9. McKelvey up to 60 yards receiving on the day.
Yeah, J.J. McKelvey coming up big. Willie Simmons loves his receivers because they're big targets. Any quarterback has a big, tall receiver. He loves to be able to have a large target so he can just kind of drop back and sling it.
And the defense cannot key on any one guy. A lot of options. Running play on first down, and Kelly has a lot of yardage across the 35, 34-yard line. About 6 yards. As Justin Berrio knocked him down. Second leading tackler for Ball State.
Good job on that left side by Cedric Johnson and Gary Bird. Good double team block, sliding off to a linebacker and allowing Youssef to follow him down the field. You always like to pick up 5 or 6 on first down.
See Cliff Harrell in the game now, the redshirt freshman at fullback. Tigers go to more of a power set. Kelly with the lead block, tripped up and brought down. A nice tackle in there by Paul Strabavi, redshirt junior. There you see him for Ball State. He plugged the hole nicely, and Kelly only about a yard.
Yes, Strabavi doing a good job of beating William Henry on the block and slipping around him. Shows how quick he is to be able to get over on Youssef. Keep him shy of the first down.
3rd and 3 for the Tigers. And in that in-between area as well, you see the total yards on the day. Without a first down, a field goal would be a long one. It won't matter, though. Kelly has the first down and more. The Walterboro native carries it down to the 21. Finally getting himself a little breathing room on a carry, and he runs off about 12 yards.
Hey, you know, Matt, we talked so much about how strong of a running back Youssef Kelly is. And that's great in between the tackles, but I think too many times we forget about how quick he is, and if we get him around that tackle, he can take off and make things happen.
Simmons on first down, fires complete. Robinson slips a tackle, takes it inside the 10. Another first down for the Tigers, and really a good rhythm right now. The no-huddle offense working to a T.
It really is. Right now you can just see they're starting to find their groove. A lot of continuity out there. That offensive line becoming very cohesive with one another, kind of knowing what each other's going to do, and Youssef and Willie in the backfield are doing a fantastic job of orchestrating this offense.
2-minute mark, 3rd quarter. Inside screen to McKelvey. He's got blocking. He has a touchdown. The Tigers score on J.J. McKelvey's 10-yard catch, and they lead 23-7.
J.J. McKelvey came into the game with 7 receptions, and he's had 3 big ones today. Sure has. Greg Walker doing a fantastic job right here. See big Greg Walker coming out there and laying the block, leading the way, letting J.J. walk into the end zone completely untouched.
Aaron Hunt on for the point after. And this one may be no good. He shanked it to the left. But the Tigers now leading 23-7 as Willie Simmons hooks up with McKelvey here in the Valley. Tune into CSS on Sunday afternoon for the re-air of the Alabama-Arkansas game. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on CSS. It's your source for sports in the Southeast. Another look at the Clemson touchdown.
See Walker right there, right in the top part of your screen. Big time block right there, and that allows J.J. McKelvey really on that slip screen pass just to walk in. It's exactly what you want.
That was a mismatch with Walker blocking the corner manly.
If you're a betting man, I'm going to bet on Walker every time on that one.
Sumter native doing a good job on that lead block. Here's the kick from Stephen Furr. Schembra takes it at the 10, tripped up, brought down at about the 17. So the Tigers extend their lead. We'll be back to Death Valley in a moment. Co-eds having fun today in Death Valley. The rain has finally stopped.
It's actually turned out to be quite pleasant today.
Not bad. The front's moved through. It's a little cooler, feeling more like fall. As the Tigers wrap up a 3-game homestand, heading to an open date and in good shape against Ball State. Inside handoff goes to Volt, the fullback, his first touch today, and he carries it out to the 23, about 3 yards on the play.
Jamal Fudge doing a great job coming up right there playing the run. That's what they really like about Jamal Fudge. He's fast enough that he can cover a guy downfield, but he's strong enough, even though he's not a big guy, he's really strong and really athletic, can come up and play the run.
There's a look at the Jacksonville redshirt freshman. In fact, the Tigers have a lot of second-line players in there right now getting some snaps. Kelvin Morris is in. You see him at the bottom of the screen, the rover back. Merriweather is back. And here's a big run for him as he carries it for a first down out across the 35. Merriweather picks up 12. Now the Tigers working with Travis Pugh in the secondary now.
Yeah, a lot of young faces in there for the Tigers right now. Getting some quality snaps.
I think particularly, Will, the secondary is where John Lovett would like to work a lot of different guys in as you move through the ACC schedule and you face more passing teams like Florida State and NC State. You're going to need that depth.
That's exactly right.
First and 10 from the 35. Kelvin Morris was there, almost had an interception, and it falls in and out of the hands of Shimbra. Boy, Kelvin Morris has a nose for the football.
He really does. And right here, you can see Hill stepping into his pass. It kind of floats, but man, I tell you what, Kelvin Morris just has a knack for getting in the way of the pass, knowing how far to drop, how far to leak over in front of some receivers.
There you see Kelvin out of Timmonsville, South Carolina. He played a lot of offense in high school. Played quarterback for the state championship team down there, the PD area. Hill goes down. Bryant McNeil off the corner.
And it was just a matter of time, Matt. He has been fighting so hard on that defensive end today. And it's finally nice to see him get rewarded with his second sack of the season. Coming in blindside. Hill has no idea where it's coming from. Very fortunate that it didn't cough the football up right there.
Yeah, quick move on the inside of Chris Berry. And that will force Ball State into a long third down play as the third quarter comes to an end. The Tigers leading 23-7 as they move into the final quarter of play, trying to pick up a victory before the open date here in Death Valley. We'll be back on CSS. That's CSS at cable.comcast.com to find out when your favorite team will be on CSS. Please indicate the teams you're interested in, and we'll email you every week with your team's upcoming schedule on CSS. Along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue, Tiger Band, Death Valley, and the Tiger faithful watching their team leading Ball State 23-7. We start the fourth quarter.
Been kind of a sluggish day, Matt, but there's been a lot of plays, a lot of big plays, but not a lot of points put on the board. Only 30 points total. A lot of people thought this would be a game that was scored in the 50s and 60s. But not a lot of points scored today, even though we do have 15 minutes left of football to play. Clemson looks like they've had a renewed energy and a renewed spirit coming out in the second half.
Well, the offense closing in on a 350, perhaps 400-yard day by the time we're finished. But again, Will, I think the real character of this team is starting to build around the defense. You hear the fans talk about it. You hear the media starting to talk about it. It's really carrying more beyond just improvement this year. People are starting to see this as the identity of this Clemson team.
Absolutely. They have a chance right here with a third and long to make a big-time statement.
Ball State needs 18 yards for a first down. Hill in all kinds of trouble, and Bryant McNeil gets him again.
Bryant McNeil probably smelling out that the coaching staff are going to pull him out here for too long. Said, I want to get me one more before I go to the bench. See, Khalid Bone doing a great job to add pressure, and then Bryant McNeil just working like an animal over there on that side of the defensive line. Talmadge Hill's blindside, and he's bringing him down for the second time in back-to-back plays.
What does Derek Hamilton have in his bag of tricks on this exchange? As Hodges gets set to kick to him.
Derek Hamilton / David Copperfield.
Man, nearly blocked by Feaster, who was coming through. Well, Hamilton shakes one tackle. Looking for the corner. Needs some blocking. Flag comes down. Hamilton still on his feet. Everybody throwing their penalty flag.
I tell you what, man, I have seen very few football games with as many flags that have been thrown today.
Yeah, this game's been riddled with penalties.
Tell you what, after this game, if you want to get something, you're going to have to go to the Waffle House. Everything's going to be closed before this one's over.
Well, I don't know about scattered and smothered, but the field's been covered with flags today, that's for sure.
We had a block in the back. Return team, 10 yards from the foul. First down.
After they sort it out, the Tigers will have the ball at their own 44. Look at Hamilton again.
See if we can see it right here, Matt. There it is right there. Ronnie DeLucime coming up, trying to spring Hamilton for some extra yardage and gets a slight push in the back.
Willie Simmons and company set up at the 44. Great field position nonetheless. And here's the speedster, Aries Curry. Cuts it back. Now does his best Hamilton impersonation. Reverses his field. You guessed it, another flag is down. And after all that, Curry ends up with a first down inside Ball State territory.
Tell you what, man. This is almost just getting beyond comical.
You see the cough.
Willie Simmons getting a good block on the reverse there. Might have him at fullback for the end of the year.
Boy, Fleming Williams just looks dazed from this game.
Tell you what,
Pushing the back. Offense. 10 yards. Replay. First down.
if you can take anything positive away from that, which I'm sure that Coach Bowden's scratching his head wondering what it could be, it would be that just Aries Curry can make things happen. As he reversed his field, you've been watching Derek Hamilton.
A ton of elusiveness for both those guys. So 1st and 20 back at the 34. Simmons sets up the screen to McKelvey. Up to the 40 and rides a tackle to the 42.
Good play call right there by Brad Scott to get some penalty yardage back. Nick Black doing a good job, just checked in the ball game at left guard. Did a good job of, first of all, picking up the blitz, releasing the guy, and then going downfield and having a nice seal block to let McKelvey get down the football field.
2nd down, 12 now for Clemson. Simmons stays in the shotgun, fires this one out, complete to McKelvey again, and extra yardage, close to a first down. He may be a yard shy, but into Cardinal territory as Quentin Manley makes the stop down at the 47.
If anybody's lobbying to get the ball more, it'd be J.J. McKelvey, doing a good job here for the Tigers today. Already with a touchdown and 2 big catches, now adding a couple of more catches to his statistical accomplishments.
And he's really been the receiver in the spotlight today as Kelly bangs forward on 3rd and 1 and has the first down inside the 45. It was Tony Elliott, Derek Hamilton show last week. Bobby Williamson even got into the picture last week with a touchdown catch, and this week you turn over to J.J. McKelvey, who's made things happen. The Tigers a lot of weapons.
Rick Stock still extremely happy with his receiving core and what they can do. They have produced 16 first downs.
And first down inside the 45. 12-minute mark of the contest. This one deflected away. That was Blair Kramer, the defensive end, slaps it down. Look at Kramer.
That whole defensive front and linebacking core for Ball State has really had their work cut out for them today, as the offensive line has really done a good job. Ron West and Justin Watts, as we talked about in the first half, just kind of piecing the puzzles together.
Ball State brings the safety up on 2nd down 10. The handoff goes to Kelly, sifting his way down to the 35, a yard shy from another first.
Number 5, Yusuf Kelly. Brought down by number 94, Grant.
It's kind of what really, as we talked about earlier, Matt, that's where he thrives, is in between the tackles. Really does a good job when they pound it up the middle. You see today he's already got 78 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown to boot.
Hearing having another 80-plus day. Give him a few more and a first down to the 26. Like to see him finally get over that century mark today. He's been so close the last couple of weeks, and one more burst may do it.
It came so close last week with 97 yards, and now this week just 4 shy. I'm sure that Burton Burns, running backs coach, is going to do all he can to let him get that 100-plus mark. That's more gratifying for him as well as the entire offensive line.
Kelly again, he's got a hole. Down inside the 15. He tacks on about 10 more, and he's very close now, up around the 95 mark.
Good job right there. Walker, Greg Walker, and Nick Black, both guards getting downfield, just getting a hat on a hat. As your coach says, offensive lineman, just swallow the guy if you can. Just get in his way.
This Tiger drive has really turned into a possession ground attack. Kelly breaks it across the 10, another flag down.
Well, I knew it had to come soon, Matt, because we had gone 4 straight plays without one.
Too many plays in a row. And there's the signal.
One thing that Tommy Bowden will correct this week, I guarantee you, is how many penalties that the Tigers have put on themselves this week.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, replay, first down.
It's interesting, and really the 2 non-conference games, there have been more difficulties with penalties than the conference game last week against Georgia Tech.
It really has been.
Which would surprise you, since the ACC officials are assigned and you're at home against a non-conference team. Nice catch by McKelvey. Down to the 19 on 1st and 20. He gets some of the yardage back.
Yeah, he sure did get popped, though. Lorenzo Scott coming over there, putting a nice lick on J.J. McKelvey. He said his name an awful lot today. You see Willie with a good crisp pass to J.J., and as he's going down, Lorenzo comes in to clean him up. It'll make you reach for that bottle of Advil in the morning.
Second down, 14. Simmons from the gun. Sets. Fires too high for Hamilton. He was there in the end zone. Willie let him a little more instead of trying to force it in and turn it over.
3rd and 14 for the Tigers.
Derek just kind of has that look on his face like, hey, I've run the ball, I've had punt returns, why not a reception today?
Yeah, I think he's just out of his element a little bit. He's not rushing or returning. Hey, oh, yeah, I forgot. I play wide receiver.
Yes. Derek Hamilton, the college version of Slash these days.
That's right.
Simmons a play fake, gets it to McKelvey. Has some blocking inside the 10, near a first down at the 6. He stretched that ball out, maybe a little shy. And the Tiger fans already saying go for it. And considering the situation,
I would imagine they would.
Exactly.
Good play right here. J.J. McKelvey he always does a great job on this slip screen because he catches the ball not in his body but with his hands, tucks it up, and looks to go upfield. And you can see just for really a couple of slip screen passes have allowed him to get well up over 100 yards receiving today.
Well, whatever the reason, maybe the Ball State defensive scheme, McKelvey has been the hot hand. We mentioned Elliott last week, young blood against Georgia. Versatile Tiger receiver. Simmons has a lot of room. He has the first down. He throws incomplete, trying to get the touchdown for Bobby Williamson. And boy, Willie had a wide open path to the corner of that end zone and probably could have scored.
Willie would like to have that play back because if you look right here, Matt, there is not a soul around him. If he tucks it up, he walks into the end zone. Not real sure why he threw that football, but tell you what, he hasn't made too many poor decisions, Matt. He's really been pretty solid on his decision making, and I'm sure he'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, he was so close to a first down as well. Even if he didn't make the end zone, you get a fresh set of downs, but nevertheless, Ball State has it deep in their territory. think Clemson's still comfortably in front. Here's Merriweather. And he is banged down hard by Jamison and Pugh at the 11. But that's why you play a lot of games, and the coaches will sit down with the film and say, hey, if you're in that spot, take it to the house.
I'm thinking that Willie does not want to watch that play tomorrow. But Willie's a good kid, got a great head on his shoulders. He'll correct his mistakes. One thing about Willie, he is probably tougher on himself than the coaches are on him, and that's what's going to make him a great football player and a great quarterback.
Merriweather still running hard as he takes it out to the 15. 8:20 left in this one. If Ball State is to make any challenge, it would have to get a touchdown here and fairly quickly. But I think, all things considered, the Cardinals, and especially this man, have acquitted themselves well today in a tough environment. 2nd and 5 for Talmadge Hill. Again, they go with Merriweather. He's submarined here. A gain of only about a yard. John Leake tack on yet another tackle. He got some help from Brian Mance. Leake over double digits in tackles again today. You know, Keith Adams, a couple of years ago against South Carolina, Will, had that big 27 tackle performance.
Sure did.
You have to think John Leake in one of these games is going to approach that at some point.
I think before it's all over with, the way John Leake flies around to the football and is constantly throwing his body in there and trying to make plays, deflecting passes, I think that one day, if anybody, I think he's got as good a chance of anybody of breaking that Keith Adams game tackling record.
Well, they get the first down as Merriweather was able to complete the 3rd down play, and Nick Eason down on the play for the Tigers. We'll take a break. 7:39 left, and Clemson leading comfortably over Ball State. Clemson's Memorial Stadium. Death Valley today. The Tigers leading Ball State along with Will Merritt. Matt Hogue back with you as we reach the later stages of this ball game here in the 4th quarter. The young fans already got the Sharpies out. They're ready
for some autographs.
Seek some autographs out on the field. And Nick Eason shaking up on that last play and will be assisted off. And the Tigers have had some key injuries already this year, and of course can't afford any more.
Sure can, especially not to a leader. And that's what Nick Eason is. You can see right here. Oh no, Matt. That is not good, Matt.
Conrad Slaughter, one of the guards, rolled into it. And they have the pads rolled up over that left knee. Nick Eason, the Georgia native and graduate student. And they have the cart out to assist him to the locker room. So a somber tone right now over Death Valley, despite a otherwise great day for the Tigers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your...
If you would like to receive a free Clemson Tigers mouse pad, email us at css@cable.comcast.com. Please give us your name and address, and we'll send you a free mouse pad. There you see a good look at that promotional item. Kind of a cloudy day on the Clemson campus. Ball State with 1st down after the run by Merriweather, and the pass complete to the far side to Ridgeway, and he'll have a couple of yards near the 20. But of course the biggest issue on the Tigers' mind right now is Nick Eason, Will, who had to be driven off on the cart.
Tell you what, all you can do if you're the Clemson fan right now, you can just hope for the best and realize that you've got 10 days to recover. Hopefully he can be back before that Florida State game, but right now thoughts and prayers go out with Nick Eason as they had to cart him to the locker room. Never a good sign.
Tigers have lost to Ray Francis, Derek Brantley, the season-ending knee injuries so far. 2nd down and 5 for Ball State. And again, they keep it on the ground. A penalty comes down late, and this may be a late hit against the Tigers.
There's a flag on the play.
John Leake making another stop there. We talked about him pursuing that 27. He might just get it today.
Boy, Fleming Williams can't figure out which way to point his arm. He's called so many penalties today or announced so many. This will give Ball State a first down with 6:41 left.
Have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Oh, actually thought it was John Leake, but it was Mo Fountain.
Okay. What you say?
Well, you know, it's funny. I don't think there was a whole lot of intent there necessarily by Mo. He bought the fake, and then there's the quarterback right in front of him. And a first down nonetheless. They fire it out here. Intercepted by Brian Mance. He steps in front of Bostic, the receiver, on the underthrown pass. And the Tigers have their second interception of the day.
That's just great coverage right there by Brian Mance.
And again, Will, the Talmadge Hill for Ball State, a strange grip on the ball. He's got it in the middle of the football.
Just kind of floats it up.
Yeah.
That's a quarterback's dream right there.
Brian Mance picks it off, his second interception of the season, the Manning native. Another turnover by Hill and the Cardinals. And a new quarterback for the Tigers. Charlie Whitehurst in there now as Willie Simmons' day comes to an end. The redshirt freshman out of Duluth, Georgia, and the #1 backup to Simmons. There you see Whitehurst, of course, the son of former NFL quarterback David Whitehurst, who played with the Packers for a while. And before he gets a chance to take his first snap of this season, Tommy Bowden again discussing issues with the officials.
I spoke with Charlie's dad before last week's game against Georgia Tech. I said, how is Charlie dealing with the backup role? He says he's really enjoying it right now because he gets to see how the offense is supposed to be run. He said his time will come, and in a day like today where the game is clearly in hand, you clearly got it won, no reason to run up the score, you can bring in some of your other guys and let them get some good work so that if you need them down the road, you've got them and they have some game experience.
And let's face it, only in rare situations, most coaches, they don't want a freshman out there running the show.
No, they don't.
He completes his first pass to McKelvey out to midfield. So a quick gain of 4 as Whitehurst completes his first pass of the year.
100% passing for Charlie Whitehurst on the season.
There you see the numbers on Whitehurst. Of course, the redshirt freshman, and good size. I think that's the real key with him. He's not a real thick player, but 6'4", very nimble. He can see over the line of scrimmage. Ty Hill breaks it loose for a first down and more. Down to the Ball State 40 as he rips off 14 yards.
And right now, Matt, really you can't say enough good things about how the offensive line has come out in the second half and played, because they have been able to put the ball on the ground and just sustain drive after drive after drive. Really, for kind of a miscue on that last drive, they would have put, 6 more on the board. But really, good job by the front 5 Hogs up there, really just pounding away. And now they're in their element. Now they're late in the ball game. This is when the defense, you've worn the defense down. This is where Coach Joey Batson, the strength coach for the Tigers, they have prepared those guys for 4 quarters of football. They're still fresh. They're still ready to go. They can continue just to start to wear out the running game throughout this entire 4th quarter.
Ball State's Shannon Donaldson was shaken up on that play, and the reason for the stop. Tigers with primarily reserves in the game now. McKelvey, though, still in there working hard, and as he rings up some more stats, now closing in on 10 catches on the day. He's already over 100 yards receiving, but basically the entire offensive line has been changed. Tommy Sharp now in at center. See Chip Myrick in there getting some work now. William Henry still at the right tackle spot.
Nathan Gillespie in there.
Thought we might see Vontrell Jameson today, but I haven't seen him yet. Ty Hill scoots forward. He has the first down to the 28. It'd really be nice to see this second unit get down through and score a touchdown.
A lot of times people give head coaches criticism for scoring late in the ball game, but when they're scoring with their second unit, Matt, as a second team guy, you want to come in there and you want to get that feel, that flavor of getting it in the end zone. So you really can't deny those guys an opportunity to put some points on the board.
Whitehurst on the first down play. Dumps it off for Curry. Wrapped up quickly at the 22, but still another gain of close to 7 yards on first down. Wide receiver core right now has Curry in there along with Ronnie Thomas, Tony Elliott getting some work. And Bobby Williamson running at tight end now, replacing Ben Hall.
Ben Hall didn't have a lot of action catching the football today, but did a great job of blocking.
And Yusef Kelly, as they go to Ty Hill, breaks it loose to the outside. First down at the 11. So Ty Hill getting some late game work here. I was starting to say Yusef Kelly again so close to that 100-yard mark and just couldn't get over the hump yet again.
Yeah, but one thing about Yusef, he's not a selfish guy. He is here just for the win. And it looks like the Tigers are going to have that today, so I'm sure he's proud of his efforts, and Burton Burns is proud of the way that he performed this afternoon.
First down here. Hill, a nice move at the line of scrimmage, but can't get free as he is brought down back at the 12-yard line. A nice stop by Nick Graymeyer for Ball State. So that puts the Tigers into a second down situation with 3:45 left. Of course, Charlie Whitehurst, before last year's recruiting class, really the only backup to Willie Simmons, but Will Proctor, of course, and Chancey Stuckey coming in, and now the Tigers a little more depth at that quarterback slot. The inside screen to McKelvey. Nice move to get around one defender. Lost the ball at the end of the play, a fumble. And will they rule him down? I think so. I think the whistle had blown. That was McKelvey's 10th catch of the day.
It's been a good play for the Tigers all day long. That slip screen pass, having McKelvey come up the middle of the field. See, right there, he goes down, then the ball pops loose. He'd been laying down for a second or two.
The NFL, though, you never know.
That's right.
Third down. Ty Hill bounces to the outside, looking for the corner. Ball came loose again. Will they mark him down? I think so, yes. He has a first down, but didn't quite make the end zone. He's at the 1.
I'll tell you what, Matt, though, the one thing that you've seen from Ty Hill is how quick this young man is. He gives him all. Nick Black, good block right there to get a good stalemate, and Ty Hill trying to do his best to do an acrobatic touchdown. Now they bring Big Ben Hall back in and Bobby Williamson. They got the 2 tight end set. You have got to think they'd try to maybe get Ty Hill to the corner.
And also in Tyrone Lee at the fullback spot. Here's Hill inching toward the goal line. He's pushed backwards. And the Tiger fans want a little bit of a late hit there. Ball State's Douglas Owusu pushing Hill back after the whistle. A second down and goal from the 1. Ty Hill just itching for that first career score. He gets it again. And just can't quite get there. He is at the goal line, and they signal third down. Tigers trying to punch in a late score in this one, leading 23-7. You see well under 2 minutes now, and Ball State trying to uphold its pride a little bit. Some confusion on the personnel. Now Hall and Lee get back in there. Third and goal. Whitehurst takes it himself. Touchdown! The first in Charlie Whitehurst's career on the quarterback sneak. And the Tigers tack on 6 more with 1:21 left.
Yeah, but they did it the right way, Matt. You know, they ran the football all the way down with a couple of screen passes just to get the first down, to keep the football. They did it the right way. It's a good sportsmanship to allow them just to very methodically take the ball down the field and inch their way down to the goal line.
Whitehurst just stretching out that 6'4" frame. Aaron Hunt, who missed his last extra point, knocks this one through. And the Tigers lead it 30-7 after the youngster Whitehurst scores for the first time. Back for the finish from Death Valley. College football on CSS has been brought to you by Shoney's. We can't wait to have you over. And by Liberty National Life, homegrown, hometown service for life insurance. A victorious afternoon here on the campus of Clemson University. The fans at Death Valley watching their Tigers lead 30-7 now with 1:21 left in the contest. And there is your Shoney's player of the game, J.J. McKelvey, the Berkeley High School product out down in Moncks Corner.
Yeah, this play right here is probably the biggest play of the day for J.J. The touchdown run, but 10 receptions, 115 yards. That is his career high, but if he keeps playing like that, he'll have him a couple more ball games. He goes well up over that 100-yard mark.
And Stephen Furr bangs this one through the end zone. A good kickoff for him, best of the day. And Ball State will have it one more time with 1:21 left. And a lot of the Tiger faithful are going to get an edge on the traffic, I think, now after kind of sitting through a little rain today. And Will, as we start to look ahead, which obviously that's what everyone will do at this point, a lot of time to prepare for Florida State. Of course, a big concern if Nick Eason is gone after an injury here in the fourth quarter. And that's really the whole focus now for this program is what do you do a week and a half from now?
Well, you know, with 10 days to prepare, as you see that a lot of young guys in there right there they're itching to get their name in the books for the tackle, with Ball State coming in with a new quarterback.
Andy Resch now running the show for Ball State.
But I guess the biggest thing right now is during your open date, you try to heal up as much as possible. You try to get your young guys work. But at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to put a wrinkle or two in your offense that you might not have had. Also allows you to be able to learn how to disguise some defenses, maybe throw some different things at Florida State. So that when the Tigers roll into Tallahassee 2 Thursday nights from now, they have an opportunity to knock one of the nation's elite off.
Handoff goes to Blair. Takes it out to the 25. And under 40 seconds left. And Tigers will have plenty of time to prepare for that game as Tommy Bowden faces his father for the 4th time. Bobby Bowden down at Florida State. Of course, the Seminoles, other than being tested in their first game of the year against Iowa State, have really been rolling ever since.
They really have. Year in and year out, they're going to be contending for the national title. And it's going to take a team with the defensive speed like Clemson's and with the big play capability on offense like what the Tigers have to be able to match up against the Florida State.
Charles Wynn with a short carry for the final game or final play of the game, and the Clemson Tigers have swept this home series. Tommy Bowden meeting Bill Lynch at midfield. The Tigers defeat Ball State 30-7. They go 3-0 on this homestand, and if not for a short field goal against Georgia, could be rolling into Florida State 4-0. But 3-1 is just fine. They could catapult into the national polls this week, and they got a week and a half for that man to get his team ready to go against the Seminoles in that huge ACC matchup. Derek Hamilton, another big day. He had a touchdown, but J.J. McKelvey was really the main man as he ended up with 115 yards of catches. You see him walking off the field after a big day, our Shoney's player of the game. But it all adds up to a Tiger victory, 3-1 on the year. Death Valley very happy on this Saturday afternoon. We'll be back with more on CSS. Final score here, Death Valley, Clemson 30 and Ball State 7. The Tigers now 3-1 on the year, and Ball State falls to 1-2. Todd McClinton enjoying time with the fans here out on the field. And well, the good news, Will, is it's a victory. The bad news, the Tigers could lose Nick Eason.
Yeah, it really is. And not only do you lose probably the best defensive player on the team on that front four, but you lose hands down the biggest defensive leader emotionally as well as physically. And we just hope that Nick Eason is able to come back and play against the Seminoles. If not against the Seminoles, at least on down the road, that it's not a career-ending thing, because a guy that's worked so hard, battled so many injuries, especially the Achilles tear right there before the bowl game, just bounced back, works hard, always working hard in the weight room and on the practice field. You can only just hope for good, positive things to happen to a guy like that. So we just look for an update on him, and hopefully it's a sprain or something that he can come back from, but it sure didn't look good.
J.J. McKelvey had a big day for the Tigers, 10 catches, over 100 yards, and a touchdown as they roll to the 30-7 victory over Ball State. And Now the Tigers look ahead to the Florida State Seminoles on October 3rd as Clemson swept this homestand going 3-0, defeating Louisiana Tech, Georgia Tech, and now Ball State. And they'll have, well, really quite a bit of time to prepare for Florida State on October the 3rd in a huge ACC battle. And really, Will, a lot of folks hoping the Tigers are in the top 25, and they may well be.
Have as good a shot as any to jump in this week.
They were 30th after last week. For Will Merritt and our entire crew from Clemson, this is Matt Hogue as the Tigers strike for a 30-7 win over Ball State. So long, everyone.